All right, Shalom, it's your brother Shamar from Phoenix. With that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the brothers doing this work in truth and sincerity. I'm just going to jump right into the scriptures. This is Job 2 and 10. But he said unto her, as Job speaking, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speakest. What shall we receive good at the hand of Yahweh, and shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips. So the point of the scripture is that we're gonna receive both good and evil from the Most High, man. We're gonna see blessings and we're gonna see affliction. That's that balance, man. That's part of this truth. It's going through a multitude of things, man. To what? To edify us, to build us up. For the things that we have to endure and the things that we are going to endure in these upcoming days, man. Because that's the balance of the truth right there, man. That's one of the realities of the truth that we need to accept, is that we're gonna receive both blessings and afflictions, man. We're gonna receive temptations. We're gonna receive persecutions. We just like we receive this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, which is a blessing. Just like we receive this brotherhood, which is a blessing. Just like we receive this understanding of all these different things, which is a blessing. We're gonna, in that same sense, we are going to receive persecution and trials and tribulations that go along with that, man. Being spiritual men and contrary to the ways of this world. With that, I want to get James 5 and 10, because it ties in with Job, man. It ties in with the things that Job went through. This is James 5 and 10. It says, "Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Most High, for example of suffering, affliction, and of patience." So just like the prophets of old, talking about Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and so on and so forth, you read the stories of those great men, and you see the great trial and tribulation and affliction that they had to go through, man. And we are supposed to look at those men as examples of suffering, affliction, and patience. The key word right there is patience. "Behold, we count them happy." This is verse 11. "Behold, we count them happy which endure." Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and what did we read just right now in Job 2 and 10? That the patience of Job, that he was accepting of his reality, man. He was accepting in the fact that he's going to receive both good and evil from the Most High. That's patience right there, man. In order to have that mentality, that accepting mentality, you have to have patience. That was the patience of Job, man. I'm gonna read that back again. It said, "Behold, we account," James 5:11. "Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Most High." What was the end? The end of the Most High was a multitude of blessings upon Job for the things that he lost and sacrificed, and the things that he went through for keeping his integrity, for holding fast to his faith. That was his end. That the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy, man. So the Lord is pitiful and of tender mercy. The Lord shows us pity, man. The Lord shows us mercy and the things that we go through and the things that we sacrifice. The Lord's understanding of this, man. The Lord is understanding that we need his salvation and his mercy. With that, I'm going to get Romans 12 and 12. This is Romans 12 and 12, and it says, "Rejoice in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer." So rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation. So when you're going through trials and tribulations and afflictions, the key thing to do is to have patience, man. You just gotta endure it. You just gotta wait it out. Now I know that's easier said than done, but that what builds you up, man. Nothing's easy. Nothing worthwhile is easy. So patience is a key factor, man. Patience is enduring in the spirit. You know, it sucks. It sucks to go through it, but we you know but if you have patience, you gonna be all right, man. Patience is holding on to your faith. Patience is having the mentality that, yeah, I'm catching hell. You know, I'm going through this difficult time, but I see the end. I see the latter end. You know, and that's what we got to do. And I'm gonna get Hebrews 12 and 11 with that. Just a real quick lesson on trials and tribulations and having patience, man. This is Hebrews 12 and 11, because we're supposed to build ourselves up in the spirit. You know, growth is part of this truth. This is Hebrews 12 and 11. Like, like I said, man. And when we going through that tribulation, it sucks, man. It don't feel good. It don't feel good to be in the bottom. It don't feel good to take the L, man. It feel good to be in a lower state. But sometimes you're in that lower state. Sometimes you catching those L's, man, left and right. You know, I testify that personally, man. You know, just like every other brother, you know, there's truth. You know, he goes, you know, every brother goes through his own trials and tribulations, man. I'm going to get this right here. This Hebrews 12 and 11 says, now, no chastening for the present seems to be joyous. You know, so, yeah, we know the Lord understands that, you know, that it's not a pleasant thing when we go through these things, man. But grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. So there is a gain in the tribulation, in the persecution, and that you're going through, man. But only if you're going through it the right way. Wherefore lift up the hands which hang down, and the feeble knees. You know, so when you going through these trials and tribulations, man, you know, you're supposed to cast away that woe is me spirit, man. You know, you're supposed to soldier up pretty much. You know, so that's what it says, lift up the hands which hang down. Like, oh, man, this thing and that and duh. And the feeble deeds, oh, you can't do nothing. So discouraged. No, man, that's the opposite mentality of what we're supposed to have, man. You know? And make straight paths for your feet. Lest that which is laid be turned out the way, but let it rather be healed. So so when we going through these trials and tribulations and these afflictions, man, you know, it's for our benefit, man. And it could be for our punishment too. For, you know, sometimes you might go through a tribulation or affliction because you did some off shit, and the Lord got to spank you for that. It could have been something you done that you weren't aware of, or it could have been something you done in the past life, man. You know, whatever. You know, sometimes it could be that, or sometimes it's just something to test and build up your faith. You know, but the healing is the main healing, and the edifying of your spirit is the main purpose of the things that we go through. I'm going to read that back again. Hebrews 12 and 13. It says, to make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out the way, but let it rather be healed, man. Follow peace with all men and wholeness, which without shall no man see the Most High. You know, with that, I'm going to get Philippians 4 and 12, man. You know, these are good scriptures to meditate on when you're going through your own personal hells that brothers go through, man. This is Philippians 4 and 12, and it says, I know both how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere in all things I instruct to both be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. So this is Paul's talking, man. And basically he's saying he knows how to go through the highs and lows of things, but still continue the mission. I can do all things through Yahweh Shai, which strengthens me. You know, so he knows how to go. Basically, he knows the balance of it. He knows that he's gonna go through highs and lows, but he's gonna continue to do the things that are profitable to his spirit, man. It says Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Yahweh Shai, which strengthens me. Even those in afflictions, Yahweh Shai strengthens us, and he understands our trials and tribulations and sufferings, because when he came into on earth as a man, he went through those same trials and tribulations and sufferings, man. Instead, I'm gonna get Matthew the 11th chapter. This is Matthew 11, and I think it's 29. Yeah, Khan. It says Matthew 11:29 says, "Take my yoke upon you." So that's the hardship that we gotta take that comes with this truth, man. That's the yoke. That's the cross that we gotta bear. And like I said, man, it could be a different trial, a different burden for every brother. And learn of me, for I am meek and lonely in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Compared to the reward that we're gonna get, and compared to the balance of wisdom that we receive, and the healing and the edification that we get while going through these things, it is a light burden, man. It is a light burden, but it is a burden nevertheless, and it's something that as men of the Lord that we have to take upon ourselves, man. With that, I'm gonna close it up with 1 Corinthians 4:10. It's a real quick lesson, man. It says, "For we are fools, Salakia, for we are fools for Yahweh Shai's sake, but ye are wise in Yahweh Shai. For we are weak, but ye are strong. You are honorable, but we are despised. Even unto this present hour we both hunger and thirst, and are naked and buffeted, and having no certain dwelling place, and labor, working with our own hands, being reviled, we bless, being persecuted, we suffer it. Being defamed, we entreat, we are made as the filth of the world, of the offscouring of all things unto this day." And that's exactly what's going on, man. There's a bad name that they're trying to give to the Israelites, man. They're trying to paint us as terrorists and whatnot. But through all these, we're going to be defamed. We're going to be made as the filth of the world. We're going to be the offscouring of the things of all things, man. We're going to be hated, man. But we got to continue to labor and endure these things. Through our own personal hells, and then through hells that Esau is going to bring upon us as men of the Lord. So we have to understand the balance of the things that we go through, man. And instead of just one scripture came to mind, I'll just close it in on that. It says 2 Esdras 14:4. It said, "Let go from the immortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times." So set aside those heavy thoughts, man. Put off your weak nature. So basically strengthen yourself, man. Suck it up and continue to fight, man. Because there's more fighting, there's more persecution, there's more struggle in hell that we're going to have to catch. Whether you want to believe it or not, whether you like it or not. This is just the reality of this truth, man. We all know it's coming. And we don't care because we know we're doing it for a great reward, and we're doing it and we're standing up, as men of the Lord, man. And there ain't no better cause than that. With that being said, man, I hope this lesson was edifying. With that, I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Shalom.